So a lot of your stuff is done in public spaces and is definitely very, interesting. Now, I've seen you get a lot of reaction shots of people watching you, and they have those like, what the fuck looks on their faces. I mean, obviously, some of them you can see there. Have you ever had any sort of like really fucked up experience that you haven't shown on camera with like people on the street who have like ruined the skits or like somehow got involved?
You know what? If people get involved, that only makes the skit better, usually.
Yeah.
The only way you can ruin a skit is by yelling Mega64. Yeah. Everything else is golden. Like that. Yeah. I had a guy try to punch me one time. That was good. We had coaches come up and yell at us for disturbing their practice. Yeah. That's great. Like,
it will only enhance the product.
Anytime we get yelled at, we get so excited because we know we have the ending of our skit.
Yeah.
We love it.
Yeah, the only time, like he said, the only time something screwed it up, like we did like a Burger Time skit, and there were some dudes yelling, yeah, Mega64 in the middle of it, and we can't use that, But that's not very often at all. Yeah. Like it's usually bad things going wrong. That's what we want. So.
Well, when I was watching the Frogger one for the very first time, I was thinking somehow you guys would put a dummy in a costume and have him hit by a car, but
we're going for realism. We really wanted him to get hit by a car,
but he didn't.
Derek's not here right now, but sorry, Derek, it comes out. That's what we wanted.
That was
and the fact that you're still alive is a testament to our failure. So, sorry, Derek.
So one question about, becoming a popular show, selling a lot of DVDs, getting a lot of exposure is, I guess that when you started out, the production values and the money you had to spend on production was very small. I'm assuming now you have somewhat a larger amount of money to spend on production. Oh, maybe not a lot, but you have more. So, and I was thinking of and the same thing I was looking at Pure Ownage, is that you have a show that the low budget, the lo-fi values of the show were dictated by what money you had, and those same lo-fi values are what makes the show so great. But when you start actually having more money to spend on higher production values, which you can see in your later videos, the video quality is better, etc., does that present a challenge of being able to have that higher production value but still keep the same lo-fi aesthetic? Without falling into the trap of, now I have money to do this, we can make our costumes better, or we can spend more money and go this place and do this shot or something, right?
No, it really hasn't been. I think we've still done a good job of like working within a limit. Like, I really don't think our ideals have changed since the start of the show, because when we started, it was, basically, we only have $20 to get costumes for this skit, so it would look really bad. But we have no desire to have Jim Henson quality animatronics, costumes. We still prefer them to look like crap. That's just our interest. That's what we're into. We like that look. I don't think it's really affected that. I mean, now we have like a nice camera, and so if the skit calls for it, if the skit calls for this should look really professional, like for an award show or something, then we can do that. But otherwise, I mean, if you look at any of our skits that we do now, there's skits that we filmed in the last month that we did out in public. We filmed them the same way as we did, even though they're in HD now. We still film them with tiny handy cams, super shaky. We wanted to give that feel of, maybe you're not supposed to be watching this, kind of just like, well, you're not, because it's not funny, but that guerrilla style filmmaking, we hope to keep that kind of charm. That's just what we're interested in. Yeah. So,
I mean, now that you have more budget, is there any other projects that you might be interested in doing that might be diverge from Mega64, that would be totally different, that you have in the back of your head that you want to work on?
You know what? Derek writes a lot of movies, like scripts at least, and there's always talk of like maybe we'll film one of those just as a little side thing, but I'm not sure if that will ever happen. I hope so someday, but right now we're so busy with this that's kind of all we can really do.
I had the original idea for the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and now that was stolen from me, so
You should be glad, because if you actually had to work for New Line, you probably wouldn't have got any money out of the thing in the first place, right?
That's true. I actually regret cut the in-camera edit that out.
Well, I guess, like to say thanks for taking the time to talk to us. And, if you haven't checked out Mega64, I mean, they have their own website. There's YouTube. I mean, there's some really funny shit that you can watch and watch again and watch again and again and again. Because I'm sure there's people who probably sit there and, like, watch some of the episodes every day.
There are. I hear that there are, but I don't understand it. But hey, thank you.
There's better stuff on the internet. Check out Will It Blend on YouTube. They put things in a blender. Will it blend? Probably.
And that's another thing that I mean, talking about Will It Blend, if you want to talk about it for a second, it's funny that Will It Blend is such a cool show, yet basically it's a commercial for their blenders, which maybe I'm a retard, I never knew that, like, the first times I saw it.
Well, they're tricky.
I didn't know that at all. I never knew that, right now.
The thing is with Will It Blend, it always blends. Picture this, an episode of Will It Blend. We've got a MacBook. Will it blend? It doesn't blend, like shards of plastic in his eye, and the video just ends. Wouldn't you want to come back to watch more? You'd be like, is he dead? And the answer is yes, that's the end of Will It Blend. I say do that.
So you guys need to, like, you know, do a cross promotion. You need to get something on Will It Blend and have it blended.
What's that? They actually filmed an episode. Is this a family show? I don't know if this is.
No, it's not a family.
Okay, there was an episode of Will It Blend, and it was my penis, and it didn't work.
Indestructible.
Yeah, they tried. It broke the blender. They said cut production, and I said cut production, cut this, and I swung it outside, and it derailed a train.
My father.
So Hurricane Katrina, I'm sorry, that's my fault.
Well, thanks for the insight to your, like, male prowess. You know, I'm surprised it hasn't appeared on any of the Mega64 episodes.
No, it's not gonna happen. It's a family show. I wouldn't do that.
We're not doing that.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to. I want this tape before we're done, so we can know if we want to kill it.
So these are the guys at Mega64, and check out the website or their DVD. And thanks very much.
Thank you.